You don't want to just be an author. You got to put a just in front of it. You're justifying what you're doing. So you're an author and you're trying to figure out who to gain advice from, which part of the advice from those people you can receive, and which ones you can't. One of the biggest things that we need to talk about is how important it is as a writer, as an author, memoirist, whatever your lane is. It's incredibly important that you're able to dedicate some time in your life to reading. We know that you should be spending at least 3 times in your day the amount of time reading that you do writing. But why? Why do you have to read so much as an author? You're trying to put out your own content. So it takes a bunch of time to write the book. And now you're telling me, hey, you got to spend 3 times as much time reading as you do writing. Well, kind of makes you hope you're a full-time writer and that this wasn't a part-time thing, because it seems like you're going to need to read a lot, listen to a lot of authors, right? There's a lot of things you're going to have to do. You have mentors, you have guidance, you have different people to bounce things off of, but they don't replace writing a book, right? Reading's important for writers, and it's for several reasons, okay? It exposes you to a different style of writing. Right? And the different style of writing comes with different techniques, and these techniques they can help you improve your own writing. Does this make sense? Techniques from others and writing styles can help you to write your own book. By reading the work of other writers, right, you can start to see maybe how they structure their stories and their characters and their plot. When you see how an author develops a character, you get this awesome ability, right, to then incorporate it into the stories that you're writing in your book. It's not that you're taking anybody else's stuff, it's that you're figuring out how to do this. Because at first, when you're a writer, especially if you're typing, right, you don't always have kind of this muscle memory to type. After a while, that just kind of happens and you go, right? But at first, incorporating the techniques and styles of other authors, it ain't just quite so easy. What reading does is it helps you to expand your vocabulary or your lexicon, right? It helps you to improve, if you will, your grammar. Now, that's huge. Grammar's huge, because one of the best things about reading is when you get to write down words that you didn't know before. So if you're spending and investing as much time reading as you should be, reading really can help to inspire you as a writer. When you read a well-written manuscript, whether it be a book, right, or an article, it sparks new ideas for you, and it encourages you to figure out new ways to write your book. Okay? Take, for example, if you was writing a book and maybe it's a little bit slower, for example, and then you pick up a book and that book moves really fast, and you find that, wow, you were able to just really get through it. You might discover that you writing your book might need some improvements, right? You might need some new ideas. You might need a spark of creativity. You might need some inspiration. The great thing about it is we find all these things through other authors. Whether they're a best-selling author, whether they are brand new, or they're an indie author, whatever the situation might be. The goal of reading is not to judge like it is on social media, right? If we can be honest, the goal of reading is to read something, and we want the content to be able to fulfill our lives with something that didn't previously. Reading is a core competency skill, and it complements an essential component to writing your book. It can also help you become more skilled and more confident. As a writer myself, especially in the beginning, I wasn't just entirely sure if I was even cut out for it. My muscle memory wasn't there yet because it was brand new. I was struggling a little bit with some inspiration for a while. That's done faded away. Habits that are daily, that they do something really powerful to you. And the reason that this video has to be made is because I can't fit myself into a world of limited attention anymore. And as an author, I'm encouraging other authors to attempt to see things through the same looking glass, if you will. Right now, a lot of social media is based on limited attention spans. But as a book reader and a book writer, you're not looking at attention spans. Matter of fact, it's even been called a lead magnet here recently. Mind blown. When you write your book, it sure would be nice if someone asked you, hey, what kind of book is this like? And you didn't say anything about the genre. And you were able to say, well, yeah, I'm influenced by this author, and if you read this and you like that, hey, maybe you might like mine. So here's a literal advantage that says if you are reading more than you're writing, you have more to talk about even. And let's say you go into a place that's got a group of authors and they're all talking about things. You don't want to be left out. You want to be the one that's in the know and not know everything. Hell, maybe not even know anything. Maybe some people are reading books. Maybe some authors are already reading. And to that, I say, well, obviously, good job. Fortunately and unfortunately, we have kind of a makes you want to say, well, what do you read? But there isn't an answer to that. There's not one answer to what do you read, because there's probably no one answer to what you write. When you read authors that are in your niche, you're being benefited by a wide variety of different writing styles. We keep bouncing back to that, but it's really important. As an author, you may even have different writing styles. I need you to think about that for just a second now. When you develop characters, each character has a different personality, a different set of personality traits. So every character that you're writing about, they have something unique about themselves, right? Read books by authors that are in different cultures and time periods, right? This exposes you again to even more diversity. Then you can develop a voice that's unique to you. The biggest part and the most important reason that you need to read books is that it's going to inspire you to write. As an author, I can say there's a key to this, right? You need to find authors that you can read that really resonate with you. You're not looking for people that write in a different way than you. You're simply looking for people that can give you inspiration, that can give you innovation, that can give you a sense of self-confidence you might not have had before. Because it really is something when you're reading a book and then you find out that you're writing your book and you're doing it the same, you almost simultaneously. You're just going back between one book and your own. You're not even paraphrasing. It's simply that the ideas sparked from reading now spark the ideas and creativity for your writing. That's the whole thing. I'll leave it off with this. Say you spend your day and you write 500 words. You figure out that you ain't got but one sentence that's really going to make the cut. I need y'all to understand that you just made one sentence that made the cut. Don't justify yourself as a writer, and don't take shortcuts. It's real important what you do as a writer. It's really important when people are reading your books that they get a sense of who you are. So you're not copying anything else is doing. You might be mimicking some things to learn and establish yourself and be more creative and innovative. But you're always authentic to you, and your readers really appreciate that.